Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to Firing Range, not to be confused with the Perk Firing Line, a podcast to talk about all things Destiny weapons, abilities, loadouts, and the Sandbox at large. We're so glad that you could join us tonight, wherever you're listening from, or if you're watching us live on Twitch. Two things I want to kick off the show with. One, super thrilled to tell everyone that we have a special guest on the show tonight, Steven Seagal. He's looking great. So glad he could be here tonight.
Nobody beats me in the kitchen.
Damn. Yeah, no cap.
That's joke. Love you guys.
Dead ass, bro.
I'm ready.
We got Cool Guy back at the table. We're really thrilled to have him here. He's been sorely missed, so give him a shout out on Twitter. We're glad to have him back, and he's looking fresh, dude. Look at you, stylish, fresh. What a guy, bro. It took him like 2 hours to
I haven't gone
grow
to the
that.
beard game in like 4 years.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get in. I hope
This is
one
2
day I'll
weeks.
get in there.
This is 2 weeks, man.
All right, don't
Before
be.
my surgery, I didn't
don't
shave,
be
and
a-
I haven't shaved since.
Don't be a
I was
goddamn
going
show
to. My
off,
wife
all right?
said, "Nuh-uh."
Don't
So,
rub it in.
I
All right.
had to listen.
Shirk. Kidding. We love Cool Guy. So glad that you're back, dude. We are going to catch up on all the magma hot takes and stuff like that.
Glad to be back.
Damn right. But we actually, for real, no cap though, we have an actual special guest on the show tonight. You heard of Nostradamus. Let me introduce y'all to Drewsky, who called back in March. Freaking March. We were talking on the old in the DMs. He was like, dude, I had a tweet months ago. I can't remember that. I was like, hunters should get an exotic or something where they give up blink or they give up dodge and they get blink. And I dug around and I freaking find it. Drew, how did you what a brainchild. Can they hire you already? Bungie, please hire Drew. I mean, clearly. I hope he has a royalty check coming in the mail from that idea from March, because what the F, Bungie?
I don't know. I don't know if that's any actual reason or correlation. They're pretty good designers out there, but
Yeah.
it's because my stream would always ask me, like, that's even before that tweet. I don't know what compelled me to put it on Twitter, to be honest. But
Yeah.
even before, like, putting it on Twitter, I get asked all the time, yo, do you think hunters can ever get blink back? I'm like, well, no, because they have a dodge.
Might be.
All good.
And if you have a dodge and blink, that's absurd. That's ridiculous.
Right.
So I thought to myself, I'm like, it's either probably going to have to be like I guess in this case, because now we know there's new subclasses, like a subclass would get rid of it. But like at the time, I don't think we knew about new subclasses, right? So I thought to myself, I'm like, all right, what if you had to give up both an exotic and your dodge?
Oof.
And then you get Hunter Blink. And it, like, that's a steep trade-off, but I'm like, I
Sure,
think it
yeah.
needs a steep trade-off. I think it needs like a relatively like costly trade-off. So,
Right.
I don't know. I like to believe in my head that that was a good idea, so I put it on Twitter one day when I was really bored, and people seemed to like the idea, and I said I'd die for it. So I guess I'm someone
is
sent
true.
me the meme of that SpongeBob meme was like, hop in.
Yeah,
like,
hop
with
in,
the,
bro.
With the coffin.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. I guess so.
Tonight we're really gonna miss you, Drew, on the show. He's
See you guys. This is
signing
good.
off. Final episode for Drew. No, dude, it was like, if you don't know what we're talking about, by the way, if you live under a rock, because if you watch our show, you listen to our show, you probably know what's going on in the world of D2. But if you don't, as of the recording of today's episode, which is Wednesday, October 7th, Bungie dropped a fat, thick trailer really early in the morning, like before anyone on the West Coast got in, right? Wasn't it like 10 a.m. Eastern time or something like that? It was pretty damned early.
Oh yeah, it was super early.
was
I was
pretty
streaming
early.
and everyone keeps hitting me with,
Oh,
"Did you
yeah.
see the trailer?" So eventually I just changed that to my title.
Damn it.
Like, yeah, I saw the trailer.
Yeah,
It
I
was
saw the
cool.
trailer. Yeah. Kind of appreciated that because I feel like I got a jump on all those lazy West Coast YouTubers who like don't wake up till like 1 p.m. or whatever. Shots fired. But yeah, there were a ton of new exotics. We got exotic weapons, we got exotic armor. What are there, like 10 total? They dropped a whole ton.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone, I'm sure, because we still have to hear about what is that hand cannon that everybody hates? Hawkmoon. We got a bunch left to hear about. I'm sure that there's more, but wow, like what a huge appetizer. And we kind of knew right away that today we're pretty much going to be doing nothing but talking about all that and how it would pertain to the sandbox in PvP and PvE. And a lot of your questions on Twitter really tied into everything we got today from the trailer, so we're going to try to kind of interweave us talking about the new exotics, and if I find a Twitter question that kind of tied to one, I'll bring it up. But thank you for writing in with those questions. We appreciate you. So boys, why don't we go to... Actually, before we get into that, dude, we just haven't had Cool Guy on the show in forever. Dude, how you doing, baby? How you living?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. I had my surgery a couple weeks ago. I had some things happen after that I had to go back. But I'm doing a lot better now.
That's awesome, man.
I think I'll probably feel like I'm really run down, like really sleepy a lot, but I'm feeling a lot better, so I really appreciate it. Yeah. And everyone do, like, on Twitter and on YouTube. I got a lot of nice comments from you guys, so I really appreciate it.
That's awesome, man.
You guys are awesome.
Do you have any... I mean, like, dude, you've been off the grid for a while. Do you have anything that, like, I wanted to talk about this, like, 3 weeks ago, but I didn't get a chance to?
No, dude, it's so weird. I'm still using Traveler's Chosen, right? But, like... Right before I had my surgery, everyone was playing Fall Guys. I never got to play it. So I get out of surgery, and, like, everybody's like, oh, that's, like, so last week. We're playing Among Us now. And, like, I still haven't played that either. So, nothing really, dude. I've just been hanging out on the couch a lot.
Chilling?
I hate watching TV, so it was miserable. Played some Witcher. So.
That sounds like a good vacation. Well, not really a vacation, you know what I mean. It sounds like a good way to experience your time on the couch, because that makes a little more sense.
I will say this, it was nice taking a break from Destiny. Obviously, I play it a ton.
Right.
Just like a lot of you do. I mix in some other games, but it was nice to actually just take a break because we're in this kind of lull until, like, what we saw today with all these new exotics coming out, getting hyped for it, and once it comes, it's just going to be a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as expectations go, like, with this list, and we're going to go over them today, there could be some meta changing stuff, man. Like, we haven't seen that since Forsaken, and, like, with One Eye when all that came out.
Yeah.
And also, there's some weird design choices that I want to bring up with some of these exotics, man, that I hate seeing, and I can't wait to just
design, like, how the armor and the weapon looks.
Well, I'll just say, like, there are 2 Warlock ones that they came out, man, and, like, design choice wise. I love playing Warlock. I play all the subs. If I had to choose, it's Hunter. And a lot of people are like, boo. Now they get to blink and wall hacks have invis. I know. But with the Warlocks, man, they have to get away from either an exotic being 1 with your super or 2 with a melee.
Agreed.
And guess what? The new exotics we have is for your super, and the other one is a melee.
Yeah.
They have to do, like, that's why the boots are still used and the Ophidians are still used because they're the true neutral exotics, right?
Yep.
Like, it's cool sending out the corrosive smoke. It's cool sending out, whether it be Winter's Guile or Sunbracers, but you need the charged melee, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of Warlocks it's getting so tiring doing that with this stuff, man.
Yeah.
And, like, Dawnblade's good, but I don't think anybody's going out of their way in a raid. It's like, all right, I'm on Dawn. What do you guys? And, like, no, you're going to be on Well. And I'm getting kind of tired of it, dude. So we'll talk about it more. But what do you guys think about those 2 things?
As someone who dearly loves Warlocks, I would agree. I mean, this could be a good jumping off point, but, like, maybe y'all disagree. But I was looking over all the new exotics we get today, and I'm thinking, like, maybe depending on how good that what are we talking about here? Depending on how good the Dawn Chorus is, I'm like, are Warlocks getting the shaft right now? Like, the Titan has the ability, no matter what subclass you're on, they can eat their barricade, and it's like, I'm wearing the barricade now. I have an overshield. I'm like, that sounds pretty sick, dude. That's like really cracked. Like, I'll just pop that anytime I go into a 1v1. Cammy was talking last episode about how he'll sometimes crank up resilience on a Titan for barricade. It's like, yeah, dude, I'm down with that, except I want to wear the barricade now. And Hunter, dear God, do we even need to bring this up? Like, okay, you get rid of the dodge, but you get a better dodge. You get, like, a blink dodge. That's crazy good. Like, and what do the Warlocks get? We got Dawn Chorus. Okay, depending on how good that is, depending on how good the burn is, like, and can someone clarify this for me? No, you go first, cool guy. You go first.
No, let's just start from the top.
All right.
First one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Stranger's
Let's
rifle.
do it.
All right, let's go back in time. Here we go. We're gonna go through weapons. Stranger's rifle. What do you got for me?
Key word there is you're getting ammo refunded on the hits, but it's only by enemies affected with stasis. So that automatically tells you you pretty much have to be on a stasis subclass, right?
Or we had a question from someone who wanted to know if you could pair the No Time to Explain together with the Warlock Arc Soul, which is like...
I was thinking that.
Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
funny. I mean,
Yeah.
you could if you were running with a very coordinated teammate who was running a stasis subclass, right? Like in theory, like if they... Because I think the description of the gun was like, oh, you have to damage or get a headshot on a stasis enemy.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Precision hits and hits against enemies affected by stasis will return to the magazine. Stack this effect to summon a portal which will fire bullets from an alternate timeline of the weapon, and the catalyst is that it shoots faster.
So let's say that I'm running No Time to Explain on an Arc Warlock, but I'm running with Cool Guy, who is a stasis hunter. So he puts down the stasis, I pick him off with the Stranger's rifle, and I get the little, the shoot from another dimension buddy. Could I pair that with an Arc buddy? I guess, but it seems like kind of a lot of work. I think if you're going to be running that gun, you're going to be doing it on a stasis class to get the most out of the exotic perk. Agree?
And it looks
Yeah,
like a
I would agree with
450. I mean, I compared it to a 390 and a 540. They're nowhere close. I mean, the trailer's a little weird speeding up and slowing down, but it looks like a 450, right?
Okay, I was gonna ask, do we know the stats of this? Like,
don't
do we
know.
Which
I don't
which
know.
would be the third exotic that's a 450. So let's hope they get a buff.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. Was this... Wait, what was the original archetype of this weapon in D1? Was it not a 390?
I could try to look it up real quick.
I'm pretty sure it was a 390.
Yeah,
With
like I
the
said, the
Yeah,
only
go ahead
time
and look it up. Let's get some verification.
Yeah, the
Sure,
only time
yeah.
that it fired,
Merc would
like
know.
it's so weird because they keep going fast forward and slowing down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the only one that it kind of closely matched up to, was like a frame or two off, was a 450. So take that.
So
with a
I
grain of
didn't
salt.
realize when watching it that it was affected by stasis. That completely changes my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
If it's tied to stasis, you're effectively having your time to kill if the portal comes out while you're shooting a slowed enemy. So it's having the time that you would punish a frozen enemy. My only gripe with that for PvP is that a frozen enemy is already dead. Not really a factor.
But this would help you with the next enemy then, right? It's not like...
Yeah, so you can, instead of putting like 3 burst in, you put 2 and then you focus on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way I think of this is like you either, you get your precision hits, you get your hits on a stasis guy, and then like the next guy that's unaffected by anything, you just have 2 lines of fire at him, even though you're one person, right? That's the way I think of it. I think it sounds cool and it's really unique. It's really cool to see in action. But this sounds like it takes a lot of work to set up.
Right, which is why I was going to say if it wasn't tied to stasis, all this does is punish standing still, which I think is good.
Yeah.
If it just activated for free.
I think it's going to be just like anything in Destiny with numbers, going to be strong. Just like a whole bunch of outbreaks together. Just like if you get a whole bunch of stasis classes all running No Time to Explain, there could be a lot of benefit there. Solo-wise, we just don't know what we don't know.
Are you thinking a PvE or a PvP weapon?
I'm thinking more PvE.
Me too.
Just looking
Yeah,
at it.
Me too.
I
In
feel like
PvE,
it's
this
fine
looks
for
awesome.
PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna use it in PvP just because this
Sure, yeah.
weapon model is my favorite weapon model. I
Really?
think, in all of Destiny. Yeah, it's like
In terms of like how
a
it looks.
primary weapon. Yeah.
It looks pretty
this
badass.
thing's
I won't lie to you. Yeah, it looks pretty hot.
terrible, and I will still use it.
I think it's gonna be one of those situations where it's one of those things like you just want to do anything you can to get that exotic perk to proc in PvP, just to be like, I want to use it and see how good the bullet buddy is. You know what I mean? Like when I'm playing in the worldwide reveal thing of D2 and Cammy's trying to pull off like whack strats. You know what I mean, Cammy? When you were doing like the
Oh, that was fun.
control grenades over the rainbow to try and like just pulling off really funny strategies to try and make it work the way you want it to work. So I'll definitely try to bring it into PvP too, make it work. But I'm feeling like its real strength would be as a PvE weapon.
Now, if 450s get a buff,
Yeah.
like I'm immediately kind of swayed, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm already using Outbreak. I don't even want to think about that after a buff.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Next weapon.
Next weapon, we got the Cloud Strike Sniper Rifle. Drew, what do you think of the design on that sniper?
I mean, in terms of how it looks,
Yeah.
all the exotics, they look nice.
I think it
They
looks
look
pretty
really
tight,
cool. They
yeah.
always nail the
Like,
design. I
shout
love
out to
the
the
art of them.
art and concept
So
team
cool.
and
Yeah.
everybody making these. Dude, they
Yeah,
look
big
awesome.
shout out.
shout
Always
out.
looks good.
Like, this is
I
Destiny,
love-
man.
I was looking at the gun.
I love how it looks. It's phenomenal.
Doesn't it it's an icicle with a gun built around it. Like if you look at it, like it's literally an icicle in the center, or like something like that. It's like a rock or something in the center of the gun. I was like, this looks sick.
It's a crystal. It's like
Um,
being powered by this crystal, and this
Yeah.
weapon's been built around it.
Precision
So-
final blows with will generate lightning bolts at the target location. It's kind of like a sniper version of Thunderlord. You get that headshot and then boom. It kind of looks like a whole lightning grenade just kind of rains down on wherever you tag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely going to be more of a PvE weapon.
Yeah.
We'll have to see
Yeah,
the stats.
for sure.
So,
Stats can make or break and make anything usable, in my opinion, in,
Sure,
in PvP.
sure.
But I don't know. I think traditionally this weapon's gonna there's a trend. I believe I'm going to assume this is going to be an energy weapon exotic.
Probably. Yeah.
And I believe all the energy weapon snipers, they all have 45 zoom. So I'm going to go ahead and assume this will also be a 45 zoom sniper, which will be, I don't know. I think that's.
I feel like
decent.
it's going to be a rapid frame. I'm not 100% sure, though.
I would really love it to be a rapid frame. Those are my favorite snipers, and I was gonna say, as much as this sniper doesn't sound like anything incredible, other than looking cool, I suppose. I like that they're doing stuff for like landing rapid precision shots. Like that's my thing. That's what I really enjoy about sniping, is getting like max rate of fire, like shots to land. And I think that I'll use it alone just because it seems like it has a cool effect if you do.
What if they bring back that old archetype of rapid fire that was even faster than our fastest? It was back in Destiny 1. They couldn't even double body.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like the AMR 2020 or something like that.
I really wonder how big the quote entire storm, like, does it keep going up? Like, is there a level 3 storm? Is there like a level 4? You know, like how big a storm are we talking here?
Yeah, how big is it? Will it chain? Like,
That's a big
Arc
question. Yeah, that would be very cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
It's obviously like more of a PvE perk, because if you're getting rapid precision kills, you've already won in PvP.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
That's a very good point.
I'm right here with it, man. Like looking like I said, in the gameplay, it looks like it has quick draw or snapshot. If you look back at it, man, it's very fast. And honestly, if that's an exotic that has snapshot or quick draw, it's got a perk to where it could possibly get a collat if the base stats are good, and then you have like the Zen Meteor almost clip with the other one. Say you get 2 people, and then the third one it does like the huge storm. Like, it could be a fun weapon. But if it has inherent snapshot or quick draw with good base stats, it's an exotic. It's just going to keep going forward. I think that's a good thing. Like, just out of the gate.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people will only measure the viability of an exotic weapon by what its unique perk does, and it's like there's kind of a little bit more to it than that, you know? Like you guys mentioned, if it has really good stats on paper, if the scope is really good in terms of like the type of scopes that people really prefer for PvP, if the aim assist is good, if it has an inherent snapshot or quick draw, if it's just a reliable sniper, people are going to gravitate towards it regardless of how many times the exotic perk is going to kick in PvP or not. You know what I mean?
Now, PvP perspective, M&K perspective, if the gun doesn't have Icarus, you might as well not even use it.
Yeah, that's another thing to really think about.
Fair, yeah.
Which is why I built my Attumen Sky Warlock around Borealis being a high-impact sniper that will not get sunset. So I've been consuming the nade, since Borealis has the stats of an adaptive frame, but is a high-impact. And it also plays with the... Is it Starfire Protocol with the 2 grenades?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, it plays with that with the Empowering Rift to body shot somebody with less than 5 resilience, which is most of the player base. They don't care about resilience.
Yeah, true. Good call, Cam. Good call. Any other thoughts on the Cloud Strike before we move on?
I was just gonna add to Cam that that's a good example though of you said that Borealis has, adaptive stats in a high impact. It's just proof again that weapons got good enough stats. It can be.
Oh
used
yeah,
regardless.
you
Agreed, yeah.
build around the snipe to get the Icarus or whatever.
I imagine 6 players getting that thing going on a raid boss, dude. Like that could be pretty cool. I mean,
That might be fun. Yeah.
it really depends on
Yeah,
how
it doesn't say precision kills. It just says precision.
Oh,
shots.
rapid
smack
precision
them down
shots
at like a
while-
damage
Oh,
phase,
that's
and
a good
then
call.
imagine it clearing ads in between.
That's a good call.
What
Because
if,
yeah,
what if it's like a storm grenade? I mean, that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
Like Thunderlord on the precision kills, storm grenade on the storm part.
I didn't
It's
even
going to
think
be
about
interesting
that.
if it counts towards ability with like conduction tines on a Stormcaller or something.
Yeah.
As the snipe is just, building your abilities back up.
Yeah, depending on how many times you can lay into an enemy, because it does say rapid precision shots will
Yeah.
summon an entire storm. So yeah, if you have a whole team rapidly shooting, a raid boss in the crit spot, like just this huge
Yeah, I wonder if
thundercloud,
they'll leech off of each other too,
that
like
would be
malfeasance.
really cool.
Can't wait, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could be
that's
fun.
not bad. All right, good talk, guys. Good talk.
I mean, the fact that they don't say final blows again
Yeah,
Yeah.
means
It's-
I'm assuming
yep.
this is like hits, which is really
good
cool.
call. Very good call. Moving
You're
on.
doing good so far,
Oh,
Bungie.
sorry,
You're
go
doing
on.
good.
Next up, we have a sword, the Lament. You block with the Lament to rev the blade, then you shred through shielded enemies. It is apparently really good at taking on anti-barrier champions. At its peak, damaging an enemy will heal the wielder, which is not bad. I think this is like a straight-up PvE weapon. Like,
Are you sure?
Even if it is, I have a bone to pick with this one. I appreciate what they're going for here, but in a lot of the GM Nightfall strats, you don't even worry about the barrier shield when you're sorting because you killed them anyway.
true. You just
You
kind
just
of like
you nuke
you
them before the
de-shield-
shield even
yeah,
comes
yeah.
up, whereas a problem.
We have a
And
lot
If
of
they're closing
heavy
the gap
hitting
with the
options.
sword, they're not going to put up the shield.
But
True.
on the flip side, it doesn't mean you can't use its perk, the whole thing, to like rev up the blade and I'm assuming do more damage.
Yeah,
Or is it
yeah,
only-
I can kind of
but
see
then-
you chip some primary, they pop a shield, you block while walking towards the shield, and then shred it. I get that. And also, a lot of times, you're not even running an exotic with the falling guillotine anyway, which is the sword that people are using right now.
And the
So this would
trailer,
just fit in.
What up?
um,
What up, cool guy?
it looked like it went through the shield and into health. So like I
Yeah.
looked at that. The second thing is like, especially starting off getting into Grandmaster or the raid or a new dungeon, whatever it is. I mean, the content's gonna be fairly difficult. So like you think like the Grandmaster Invis Hunter just got a lot better because they can get right up in there, do the swipe, and get out for the team. It's a tool, man. I'm a big fan of tools in Destiny. It has a very specific thing that it likes to do, but it also says that it shreds through shielded enemies, and that could be Minotaurs, right?
Yeah.
could be a knight,
A lot of swords
could be-
already have
yeah.
that stab that goes through shields. And if this
Yeah.
does it even better, that's definitely
That
a
would be
tool.
pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think that one's pretty straightforward. I mean, like, I feel like if you took that into PvP, you'd really only be like memeing people.
I was gonna say, are you sure it's not a PvP exotic? You can third person with it, right? So,
Oh,
it's-
Drew!
It's going to be the #1 used weapon in trials.
It will
guaranteed.
be, yeah, guaranteed. Yep.
Watch, it's going to shred bubble like way more than other things.
Oh, wow.
That would be really funny.
Or like a Stronghold Titan.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, Sentinel Titan in block mode. Oh my lord, that would be hilarious. Like a
So much
middle
testing.
tree Sentinel doing the huge block, and you're just like, yo, what up, bitch?
Is the animation a
thing in.
spin to win? I forget in the trailer.
Yeah, it's kind of like a, yeah, sort of like a spin. Just like a
It's not
cartwheel of
quite-
death, maybe. Like
Yeah, it's not quite like the Link Up B that you're thinking of.
no, not a link.
Oh,
up beat.
okay. No, I was hoping it looks like he like slightly
Yeah.
unsheaths it and nothing happens, and then a second later the Titan just drops dead.
Yeah, it's an anime kill animation. All right.
Alright.
We got the Salvation's Grip. Which gun is that? Oh, that is the exotic grenade launcher. Apparently, if you want to summon ice on demand, you just fire the Salvation's Grip, and you fire stasis crystals, and they freeze nearby targets. Charge to increase the amount of crystals created and the freeze radius. Any thoughts on that gun? Seems cool. I mean, I just don't know how strong it's going to be.
I don't know. It feels straightforward to me, and yeah, I'm not quite sure. Like, do we know if it's hard to tell? Like, do we know if these are power weapons or?
I think that's a heavy.
Yeah, that's got to be a heavy.
I'm assuming it is, right? Okay.
Gee, dude,
oh, yeah.
you could freeze an enemy with an energy grenade launcher? Yeah, okay, that would be a whole new ball
I mean,
game.
would Mount Top exist?
Whole
So-
new ball game for me. Well, that's
Dude,
true.
like I'm probably way off, but it's when I first read it and saw it, like it sounds like a stasis anarchy because each fired projectile creates a crystal, charge to increase the amount of crystals created, and the freeze radius. So does it shoot out multiple crystals?
I thought it was like you fire one, and if you want it to be a big ice boom, you charge it up, fire one more powerful nade, and then, like, you know, Ice Age, right?
Charge to increase the amount of crystals created.
The amount of
know.
crystals created. You just maybe fire like
I don't
a volley of them all at once. You charge up and fire a volley. I don't know.
I feel like this is so hard to tell because we don't have a firm grasp on like what
Stasis?
Stasis feels like. Yeah.
or feels like or how it
agreed.
plays. So it's like it just kind of sounds cool to me, and I'm like,
It does sound cool.
I already appreciate this because really what it's going to be used for is when you have to get a pesky bounty that requires some type of certain weapon or ability kill. You're just going to grab this, freeze them, and then just like really carefully pick them off with a sidearm or whatever you need the kills on.
Not a bad idea.
That one's tough.
Do you think it'll be viable in PvP at all? Like, could you freeze an enemy in a rogue super? Like, you know.
Is it going to take away Wardcliff Coil? Probably not.
Probably not.
Like
no.
that's how I look at it. Like Wardcliff Coil,
Yeah.
it's not the best PvE weapon in the game, but you find it pretty much every Crucible match. Like that one, I think is going to be more PvE.
Yeah.
Well, will this like shooting these crystals work like that one like grenade that makes like a
Maybe.
cover?
Yeah.
Like that's like I said, I don't fully know how this plays out, but if it's like that, then you could have an exotic heavy weapon that if you're I don't know, I guess it's still not Wardcliff, it's not as easy, but I don't know, if you're looking to have some fun, make some cover for yourself, take some different angles.
Oh, that's not a bad idea, yeah.
Make some platforms over here like Frozone,
Yeah.
just like all over the floor.
Yeah, if you want to make a platform, but you're not playing your Icy Boy class, you're like, just put on the old Salvation. And you're like, boom, I got a little ledge I can jump off of, and
I don't like pulling like heavy like not that I don't like pulling heavy ammo. I don't like always using like the most like best or like free heavy ammo exotics when I'm like playing quick play. So I try and use like Whisper and stuff like that. So this could be maybe another fun one.
yeah, for sure. I would agree.
I just use a rocket. I just shoot the rocket. I'm like, all right, back to primary.
All right, now we're moving on to the IMO more fun stuff, which is all the armor. There's a lot of armor, and it's all really weird and kind of unique. We're going to start off with the Icefall Mantle. That is the Titan Gauntlet, right, which allows you to swap out your barricade ability, and instead, when you pop your barricade, you are popping an overshield on yourself.
Insanity.
Yeah, that's
Pretty crazy.
That's like wild to me. I can't even. I just saw that and was like, depending on how that plays out, like I'm just gonna be playing a lot more Titan. It's just like, dude, that's like crazy fun. Like you just go into any 1v1, like, oh, go into a 1v1 fight. It's like you're like Bane in Batman. Like just hit the Venom up, baby. Venom 1v1, and like you're just like, how much health is it gonna give you? You know what I mean? Even if it only gives you enough to shrug off 1 or 2 extra bullets from like a hand cannon, that's a big advantage. Like you're effing with the enemy's time to kill. And if you're using a quote like free gun, like a Gnawing Hunger, doesn't require a ton of aim. You're just like, headshots. I don't even know what those are. Bam, bam, bam. You're dead. And then if you have a high resilience build, it's not gonna be too far until you get another overshield.
That's actually crazy. Yeah, if you have a high resilience build.
Yeah, get this. I've crunched the numbers for you. Imagine every 13, 14 seconds, you just pop an overshield on demand on a class that has a better super than well. It's nuts.
I didn't know how I didn't connect the dots in my head with that.
Yeah.
What
So
heck?
The timer, right?
7
People
is
complain about
25.
Wormhusk with a similar, But this is just an overshield.
Yeah.
This is wild.
And there's a bunch of armor mods that you could put on where it's like, oh yeah, using your class ability near other people reduces the cooldown of your class ability. It's like, damn. Like,
I mean, I believe that the stand-asides grant 30 extra hit
30
points.
extra HP.
Yeah. And that's enough, to be honest with you.
That's really, yeah. It doesn't
That's
sound
enough.
like it, but it could.
It changes. It changes time to kill, and you have to think. You can be aggressive. You could use it just like the barricade. Essentially, of course, you have to be in cover. You're gonna get behind. You're gonna pop it. You're gonna get that little boost. It didn't say anything about recovery, which honestly, that's nice. I mean, as someone that looks at the game, that I kind of want everything to be smooth. But it's still gonna give you a chunk of health. Like it looks very, very strong.
Yeah.
Extremely strong.
Well, I want to know how long does it last for? Because, like, again,
Yeah, there's a lot of variables that make me worried about this.
Yeah.
Just 1 or 2 seconds off, and I already think it's obnoxious.
Because, like, with Cammy's number crunch build there, when you're trying to really pimp out the timer, if it lasts for 10 seconds, then you have it for 10, and then you have to, like, wait 4 more seconds for the 14 cooldown. You just have another overshield. Like, that's pretty strong on paper. Like,
I'm not ready to have a Titan pop an overshield, fly in, miss half their shotgun, get knockout on a bottom tree striker, get their health back again, and by the time you've got away and reassessed it, he has another overshield.
Reload their gathering light from Traveler's Chosen. Just have it right again.
oh,
Oh
God.
yeah, I
Good
didn't
God.
think about that engine. I don't know. Like what I was thinking with this is like, will it recover your health fully?
God, I
Or,
hope
like,
not.
or-
That would be really
I
dumb.
didn't.
Because-
realize
Good Lord.
that.
Like think of it like this. Like I always thought that we all lived through Wormhusk. We know the terror that was the original Wormhusk. And then I always like had this like, I don't play Titan, but this build in my head that I feel like is probably more annoying than people might think maybe, which is Crest of Alpha Loopy with like max resilience, because that is like essentially Wormhusk. That like the timer for the barricade is not far off.
14
a
seconds.
Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Hunter dodge, and you're gaining like half your health back. That's essentially Wormhusk. But this takes that, and if it gives you not only an overshield, but replenishes health, which I'm hoping it doesn't. But if it does, this is gonna be wow.
Really
This is gonna be-
powerful.
Yeah.
Like Crimson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. God, yeah. With the, oh,
That's gonna be
man.
crazy. It's like that's gonna be
Worst case, I'm full sending the OEM plan, which is when OEM was at its strongest. We said, you know what? We're just going to get good with malfeasance. Overshield
Right,
doesn't
that's a
matter.
good call. Yeah. Whole team running malfeasance.
Can't escape the 5-tap.
Nah, you can't. You can't, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna give Bungie the benefit of the doubt. Knock on wood that they know what they're doing, and this isn't going to completely rip PvP in half. But I'm just gonna say, thumbs up, y'all. I'm sure we're all gonna give it a thumbs up. It's just like it looks really strong on paper.
And it's going to make a lot of people think about the res stat, man.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I think 25 is 7, 8 is 21, 9 is 17, and 10 is 14.
Whew.
Nerd.
And then
Pretty
don't
good,
forget
yeah.
perpetuation and
Perpetuation.
distribution.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's also dependent on if they actually have the cooldown, too, right? I mean,
Wait,
pretty
does popping the overshield count as the class ability?
It
I
should.
don't
right?
know.
It
Yeah.
should.
I
Like
don't
in
know.
terms of dynamo and building super.
I'm pretty sure, dude. Because it says
Oh,
it
wow.
replaces barricade.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And it's going to be, I mean, and that is going to be on the cooldown timer, which with Traveler's Chosen, that counts as class ability energy. So I'm pretty sure it's all coded to be.
So my
classic.
knee-jerk reaction is to be very concerned with this, but then I remember back in the day with the strongest OEM, the strongest Wormhusk, and the strongest Controverse hold, and the counters we came up with those. Like, this might mean that I run Chaperone now because Chaperone doesn't care about overshields.
That is true. Yeah.
Might mean I
That's
run
true.
Jotun now or Bastion.
Yep.
Oh, Bastion.
Oh, bastard.
Merc, we're thinking of you, bud.
You guys want to move on? We got plenty more to talk about.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm game.
Absolutely.
Let's
Great.
go.
All right, we got the Precious Scars. Sounds like a love song. That is for the Titan. Upon reviving, oh, it's the old revive helmet there. Upon reviving, the Titan gains an overshield. What is with Titans and overshields? an overshield aura that protects the wearer and nearby allies. Now, we don't know how strong the overshield aura is. We don't know how long it lasts for. Any thoughts on this one right away?
It looks awesome, dude.
It does look
This
pretty
thing
cool.
This thing's cool.
It looks
looking.
really cool, yeah.
For me, I mean, it reminds me of D1. You're resing someone. I mean, imagine
Yeah.
you're in a 3v3, teammate goes down, you need to go res. You have one teammate go in, throw down a stasis barrier right in front of it. You get the res. You all come out of it with this overshield. Like, I think there's a lot of good team play with it. Now, is it going to take away Dune Marchers? It really depends on like you said, how strong that overshield is. It's going to be awesome for PvE, I think.
Oh, for sure.
But then again, it's going
For
to take
sure.
away your Saint 14 and stuff. But depending on the activity, it could have a place.
Okay, so we're on the same wavelength here. When I initially saw this today on stream, I had like a big knee-jerk reaction, like, no, don't make revives any more free than they already are in trials. Like,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
But then I realized they have to take off Dune Marchers, they have to take off Overshield Gauntlet, etc. to wear this.
True.
And I really thought about it. I think Stag does a better job than this helm. Because Stag enables the revive in the first place by having a healing rift where someone died. The hard part is getting the revive. After you got it, it's pretty much a free win anyway.
My chat was talking today about, remember that perk in D1? I cannot remember what it was called. It was like Guardian Angel? I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, the one that gave you more super for resting?
That's an interesting one. No, I was thinking of the one that gave you a quick revive.
Oh, the one with Apotheosis? No.
It was like, whatever the
Light
revive
Beyond
time-
Nemesis?
No,
you
I thought it was
go.
I can't remember what it was. I thought it was an
Destiny
armor.
Trivia? Yeah, it was the helmet that gave the quick revive, the crest of Alpha Lupi with the quick revive.
Like, yeah, whatever it was that you could do the really quick. I thought it was a perk on legendary armor. On, like, trials focused legendary
They were
armor.
exotics.
Were there? Oh, I think you might be right, actually. There were exotics. Whatever it was.
Yeah, the crest. There were the crest back
That
in
you
D1.
could-
Hunter had crest,
there you
Titan
go.
had crest, and Warlock had
I
Light
think,
Beyond
no,
Nemesis.
you know what, you're right. Yeah, that gave the uber quick trials revive.
Yeah,
to the point
I'm
where you
going to go
didn't
into the
even
history
need
lesson here because some people don't
to
know how
break
busted
stride.
D1 was.
Oh my God,
So
it was
back in the
wild.
day, Warlock could self-revive, and by doing so with Light Beyond Nemesis, they would create an orb of light, which their teammates can pick up just for self-resing.
for reviving.
And so you'd see 3 Warlocks running around, maybe 2 of the 3 with Ram or Light Beyond Nemesis or some nonsense like that, and they would just be perpetually rezzing each other through the self-res, making orbs and chaining super.
Oh god. And
I don't envy their balanced team, man.
it was like you could literally run through a teammate's orb without breaking stride. Just get the revive. I was like, what if they brought that back as like an armor mod, and you compared it with you paired it together with this helmet somehow? You just run through your teammate's orb and they're instantly alive. With
This is like so much. It could be an exotic design in the future. Here, I get to hit the Drewsky or whatever it is. Just say that this weapon, if you kill somebody with it, adds 10 seconds to the revive timer or something like that. It could be a trash gun, but as long as it adds seconds to the revive timer, I think I might use
that
it.
would be funny. As soon as you kill someone, they automatically have additional time on there.
Like the
That would
burnt
be
version of Traveler's
really
Chosen.
funny.
It's just like, you don't get to revive now because I killed you with
Good
this trash
idea.
gun.
Yeah. Damn. But yeah, kind of a cool helmet. I think it would be really fun for certain situations. I didn't even consider that it might already be immediately overshadowed by the overshield granting exotic. Like, I don't think I would put on this helmet over that overshield thing. Although, again, it does look
get the
really
res
badass.
to get an overshield or have an overshield to get the res. Like, it's the trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does look
Yeah,
really cool,
it
though.
definitely seems like, sure, it could win you some scenarios, but ultimately it seems like a win more. I think if you're getting a res anyways, you should be, if you're playing smart, you should be probably winning. Yeah, this is a safety net, but I'm going to call it a win more. The only thing with this exotic, and this is an overarching issue, like my hot take with this exotic, and as we get more and more and more exotics to Destiny, is swapping. Something like this is most likely not going to be a thought for most players in comparison to some other exotics, especially when we have one like where you give up your barricade, get an overshield type thing. But when you start like taking the time to like sit behind a piece of cover and then swap to an exotic from the most optimal scenario, yeah, that's where I see this maybe being used. But I don't like that. I don't condone swapping like that. I think it really ruins the game. again, that's my hot take with this.
You just open up Pandora's box with this because it doesn't say the one reviving. It says upon revives. So you can just die and switch to this helm.
That
is true. Yeah.
There's that too. Like the swapping thing. I think
that's actually interesting.
I hope as we more and more exotics, like we have still at least a couple of years that we know of in Destiny, and more and more exotics, swapping is still a thing.
On PC.
I mean, we don't know about the new consoles.
Actually,
yet.
true. The new consoles, they might be
Right?
powerful enough to allow that. Yeah. For those of
Looks
you
like
listening
they
at
are.
home who have only ever played on Xbox One or PS4, and you don't have that, what is it, the SSD, whatever it is that cranks it on up.
Yeah, the solid state drive.
Yeah. One of the many joys of playing on PC is that you can just instantly open the menu, just like whoop whoop, just like quickly swap, depending on whatever it is you're doing. But if you try that on, like, if I play PS4 on trials with my buddy Joey, it's like, you're gonna swap exotics? No, I'll see you in 2 minutes, bro. Have fun loading that menu. Rip console. Yeah. Anything else on that helmet other than the fact that it looks really awesome? No.
More along line of what Drew said.
Yeah.
It'd be a good Switch exotic.
It would be. No. All right. Fair. All right. Next, the one I really want to talk about, and I feel like a lot of people at home really want to hear about, the Mask of Bakris, which I think takes the cake in literally every category. I think it's the most powerful exotic on the table. I think it looks fucking dope. Like, I know that we're not supposed to cuss mad hard on this show, but goddamn, it looks fucking dope, bro. You put the...
I have so many questions with this. So many
questions.
gush, please.
You put the mask on if you're a hunter, and not only do you look like an edgelord, takes your dodge ability away, and instead of a dodge, you get like a grounded blink that they're calling Shift, a longer range shift ability that also temporarily cloaks the wearer during use. Dear God. Who freaked out immediately when watching the trailer and that exotic came up? Drew is putting his hand up right now. Yes, I also will put my hand up. Cool guy with the hand. Everybody. It's like, what? It's really good.
I don't think I'm allowed to use another exotic, to be honest. It's like beyond my choice at this point.
You would feel shamed by yourself.
Yeah,
like, why would I?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I would feel wrong.
I would
Like,
feel
what am
like
I
I
doing?
have done a great injustice to me by not putting that on. And damn, I mean, like, if it's as good on paper as we think it is, kudos for Bungie for finally coming up with a hunter exotic to potentially maybe dethrone everything. Like Stompies, Dragon Shadow, Worm Huts.
I don't think that's the case.
You don't think it's the case? Cool guy, hit me
No.
with it.
Oh, he
No.
might be thinking what I'm thinking there.
What is he thinking?
So
Hit us.
first,
Is it tied to the class ability?
correct. Like there's that, but like let's talk about, like, there's Gambler's Marksman. So let's just assume that it's taking on the dodge of the subclasses.
Which is what I
Let's
thought it
assume-
would do, yeah.
Yeah, let's
that's
assume that you're
Okay.
getting your melee back. Let's assume you're getting your
Reload.
reloads.
Sure.
Let's assume it's multi-directional, right? You're gonna, it's like a clock. You're gonna pick a number and you're gonna go.
2
right?
o'clock, boom.
As far as a neutral exotic goes, I mean, the first thing I think about is Top Tree Arcstrider. Like, the first thing I'm going to test is the distance that it goes, because essentially you're going to come out of that thing with Deadly Reach, and then you're going to be able to melee, dude. It could be like 15 meters. Like, it could be insane. But your exotic is for that dodge. As far as a neutral game goes, I still think Stompies do have a place. Wormhusk has a place. Now, there's some other hunter exotics that we're getting ready to talk about after this that I'm just going to slam. But this one, I do think that it could be meta, right? But I don't think it's necessarily going to replace. Like, maybe when you get out of it, maybe there might be, maybe you might stumble a little bit, right? Maybe there's like a little bit more of an animation to it, kind of like how Titan has an animation. Or the Warlock has animation with the Rift.
Sure. I don't think for a minute that some players are gonna permanently be like, all right, Stampy's in the trash. I mean, but it's very cool that we have some kind of a shakeup in the hunter exotic department
Yeah,
because
something
let's
else
admit
that
it,
offers a high skill ceiling.
there you
is
go.
what it
I
looks
I
like.
do get
I will put
kinda
stompies in the
bored.
trash if this is true blink, but if it's just a single use ability
It
tied to my
depends a
dodge
lot.
cooldown, I'm not about it.
It depends a lot on how exactly it performs. You know what I mean? Because I think we all have visions in our head of how good it could be if it's on the high end of what we think it could be, or
What's it
we
gonna
also
look
have
like
visions
off
of
a-
what
off of
it could be
stairs
bad.
or a ledge?
Say again?
Like, what's it gonna look like coming? Like, imagine on Widow's Court, right there in the main area.
Yeah.
There's a stairs to go up to A. Like,
Right,
what
right.
if you dodge backwards? Do you just go straight back and then fall, or do you just literally show up on the ground below the stairs?
I don't know.
There's a lot we don't know.
So the way I'll describe this is it an active skill or a passive skill? That changes completely for me. Because then is it tied to the mobility stats still? Or because it's a passive blink, can I just ignore mobility on Hunter, which would be nice?
Well,
More freedom for builds.
I'm assuming
Interesting,
just like
okay.
the Overshield exotic, we said that like the logic of this group was that it's taking on and
That
like,
was
the
my
role of
immediate
the barricade.
assumption. Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's taking
So-
on the immediate role of the dodge and
Yeah.
being tied to mobility. Yeah.
Yeah, so it would literally just, well, like it says, replace it.
Yeah.
So, what I'm interested in with this is why everyone's thinking blink. Of course, you know, we see a teleport in Destiny, we think, yo,
We think
blink.
blink. Oh,
You know, that's
yeah.
what I think, right?
Sure.
But why are they using the terminology shift? What does that mean? How is
Well,
that different?
I think they're using it because, like, if they were to use the word blink, I mean, because let's think about blink. Blink is a double jump. You know what I mean? You can only use it in the air. You have to activate jump one time, or you have to fall off a ledge, be in the air, and then use it. This is like you can't hunter dodge in the air. You have to be on the ground. So they had to probably come up with a new term because, like, we can't call it blink because that's not what it is. So we have
Yeah.
to just be like, oh, what, shift?
That's what I'm afraid of. It's not
Okay.
blink.
Right. No, it isn't blink. No.
However,
Strongly reminds me of mid-trees, mid-tree voidwalkers. I don't even know what that's called.
Ionic blink or whatever
Ionic
the
blink.
yeah
No.
or when you're in your super and you do the little warpy do.
Yeah, the little warpy do.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of when I looked at it.
well, I was gonna say, however, like let's remember that it says here that it's replacing the hunter dodge with a longer range.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, based on this wording, I can assume a farther distance
Yeah.
than the hunter dodge.
Right.
Shift, and for all intents and purposes, I'm gonna call this a teleport. That's what it looks like in the trailer.
There you go.
A longer range teleport type thing. I don't know, man. I think that's really strong. If this has like directional control, like similarly to where, like, let's say I slide into a shotgun fight and, you know, I tilt my control stick back and immediately dodge, you know, and my dodge will change my momentum
Right.
and shift my momentum. Except if I'm doing that with a longer range now and it's a teleport, I think that's nuts. I think that's literally like you slide into a
would
shotgun
agree.
gunfight, you teleport back into cover, or like why not just teleport forward into cover at that point or behind the next person?
I have
Like that seems insane.
I agree. I have two things on this. One of them being, how do I put this? So remember when Bungie was talking about all the class stuff, and it was like, oh yeah, what are they called again? I can never remember what they're called. The little customization. There's two forms of additional customization on the tree. It's called. Why does that word escape me?
I know what you're talking about, and I don't know.
The-
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna hit me at like 2 in the morning. I'll be in bed and all like
Yeah.
you know the two new customization elements that they are adding to the game. One of them that we read and talked about at great length here on the show was that if you're a hunter and you put that customization on, if you dodge aspects, thank you Twitch chat. If you put that on and then you dodge near an enemy, they're going to get slowed down and you're going to mess with their accuracy. We read that. That's like they're powering up the hunter dodge in that way if you have that specific tool on. So what's going to happen like, if you're fighting with someone and they're just near you, just like, oh, shift and like not only to get an advantage on them on the clock, you know, you can just go right behind them. Now they have bad accuracy. Now they're slowed down. It's literally the meme, like, teleports behind you, like, you know, nothing personal, nothing personnel, kid. Like, and here's another thing. if it is a true teleport, that's like, again, that's like wild, because like think about this. If let's say we're fighting in a PvP match, I want to hunter dodge through an enemy to literally do the teleport behind you, nothing personal. But if it's a dodge, you can't pass through that physical player because you're going to roll into them and connect with their body. If it's a true teleport, meaning you could go literally through a person and now you're behind them without having to touch their body, and they're slowed because if you have that aspect or fragment on, it's like, wow, that's really strong. And then the other thing is that we've talked about how effective players can be at the top level with anything that improves your movement. Anything. Movement, like high talent movement is like pretty much not unbeatable, but it's very powerful. People who utilize movement tools very well. So if this exotic gives people the ability to, like if it's very quick, do you know what I mean? Like if you're able to do your shift and like you're instantly able to like ADS whatever, shotgun, right when you get out, it's like, damn, that's going to be really, really strong. Like I just feel like at the top level of what it could be, it could just be a crazy good movement exotic for the hunter. I think it's really strong on paper. Again, we have to kind of get our hands on it. It could be trash if it's really clunky, like a shopping cart, like if you shift and then you kind of have to, whoa, like remember like when they nerfed Blink and you had to like regain your bearings or whatever? Like it could be bad, but I'm just kind of like running through all these scenarios in my head of like, how could it be super top tier? It sounds pretty good to me.
So you're chased, right? So you're getting chased by bottom tree striker. Say Smash is coming right at you. You just look at him and just go right by him and run the other way. They have to turn around. Like, a lot to test.
I think the thing that discourages, like, in the terminology here, it's like super odd, this terminology. I feel like this string of text they're using. I feel like what discourages us saying that it's like a true teleport is the fact that it all says that also temporarily cloaks the wearer during use.
Yeah, so if it was a true teleport,
like,
you wouldn't need to be cloaked, right? Is that what you're kind of? Because I've been having that
like
too.
With Blink, it's like you don't need to be.
You don't need to be cloaked because you just immediately appear
it's just,
behind
you're
the
just
dude.
Doom,
And then,
you're
boom,
just like
you're
going
there.
from here to here, like just one place to the next place.
So is it like a boosted dodge that's your camo during, like not a true teleport?
I thought of the perfect way to describe it. Have you ever played Splatoon and how you can travel through the ink? I think that's what it is.
You think you're traveling through the ink with this thing? I like it.
Well, it's odd, right? Because in the trailer it looks like a teleport, right? Like I don't know. To me,
the way they cut it, it looks like a teleport. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, can't wait to see 6 hunters with this in PvP.
I know.
God.
I'm not too experienced with Apex. Maybe this is cool guys' expertise area here. I know you play Apex a lot, but I think this is the same game. Maybe it's just the name, but is there a possibility that this is like the phase shift ability that's in that
Titanfall
game,
had that.
Titanfall had that as well.
Yeah.
Isn't there a character in Apex that has?
You talking
that?
about Wraith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like it goes like all gray.
You go
and,
into
like,
the shadow world or whatever.
Yeah. What if you? So I was talking with a friend. His name is Glow. He said like, what if you just go to like the Ascendant realm for that like.
That would also be
like,
really
That'd be a
cool.
nutty ability. I'd love
be
that.
Sick.
That'd be right. Like
This is also something that I thought of.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I looked at the terminology for the attunement of fission. So it literally says sprint to teleport a short distance. So that's for Voidwalker.
Right.
I think it would have said teleport. I think what it might mean, we can also talk about this, temporarily cloaks the wearer during use. I think that it just essentially could take you off radar.
Maybe. I mean, do you think it would?
Depending on how long that area is, it could go to a separate pie.
Do you
like
think?
just literally blip.
Do you think? When you pop your spec blade, and you're in like initial camo mode, do you think it would be something like that, where like you can still take damage, but you're moving quick, the range is further than the dodge, you're invisible and off radar, you're taking reduced incoming damage, something like that? Like again, it's hard to.
This was super
tell.
on. No, that's nasty.
Oh god, I didn't even think of that.
oh yeah,
A
you're
golden
just
gun or
realizing that with
something.
Golden gun.
Golden gun in spec. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like if it works like an arc strider.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Oof. Yeah. Jeez.
Well,
Oh god,
whatever the
that
outcome
would
is,
literally
we-
be nightmare fuel if it like, because you know when you're if you pop your super as the arc staff, that one tree and you just repeatedly dodge, like you're dodging towards the enemy like nonstop. Imagine you pop arc staff and you're
Dude,
like
it'd be
just
nuts if you could
instant
carry the arc staff
transmitting
combo into the shift.
right
Like you
into
start a
them.
1-2, then you shift, and then do the third palm strike and
Good
just appear
lord.
somewhere else.
Yeah, like just there. I have so many
Yeah.
questions about this exotic.
They really showed so little with it, like
did.
just that like
It's
brief
like a
moment.
5-second
And
clip.
like this description is like so open-ended.
yeah.
and,
Yo,
like,
have
has
any of you played
terminology that we
Shadowrun?
literally like,
Shadowrun.
it's got
No.
terminology that we just literally have never seen, so it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's say,
So
let's
Shadowrun was an old game. Think Valorant. It's basically Valorant but old, and they had a teleport ability that just teleport through the map. And so if you
Jesus.
could land there, it would allow you to teleport. Do you think this will let you go through structures if there's a okay place on the other side?
Good
I don't
God,
think so.
that would be. Oh God, hell no! Please.
Like imagine Widow's Court
I
going from
don't want
outside
to.
to inside the church just for free because you have that on.
Good God, that would be game-breakingly. Like if that were what it were, which I don't think it would be, but wow, that would be.
I mean, we had an emote that walked
Redonkulous.
through walls too.
We did have that. Wasn't that the Monty Python emote?
It was the triumphant
goofy
step
walk
or
or
whatever.
whatever
Trials
it
got
was,
removed
yeah.
for 2 weeks or something.
I remember that.
Oh, and then we also get a throwback to the Shade Step glitch in Destiny 1 where you pull out the ghost during the animation.
Yep, remember that. Remember that.
I'm hoping they dot the I's and cross the T's on this one because that one was a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm telling you right now, like, if this exotic is as good as it might end up being, I think this is the only thing that could dethrone my desire to play with the Icefall Mantle. Like, if it's really cracked, it's like it just looks cool. I've been playing a lot of Hunter PvP lately. I really hate saying that. I really actually hate saying that because hunters make me angry. I just can't, like, it's like if you can't beat them, just join them. Like, I love playing Warlock. I'm always going to be a lover of Warlocks. I think they're very cool. I love their lore and their allure. Dodge, like, everyone has that one thing in the game where, like, you get killed by it and you're like, damn it, that makes me angry. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has that one thing, be it an ability, a gun, whatever. Like, Hunter dodging makes me angry. Because of how good it is. It's really
Super
good,
upset.
dude. It's such a good ability, and like when hunters dodge out, I'm just like, damn you, Hunter. So I've been
I'm
playing
glad
a
we
lot.
don't play each other.
Yeah, I know, Drew. I know. Like I just feel like I want to put that helmet on and just embrace the darkness, literally, and just be a bad person. I want to be a bad guy, dude.
There's so many combinations with it too.
There's so many.
It's like endless.
I'm gonna be a bad guy. Cool.
This might just be one I throw on because of aesthetics. Just a way cooler way to get
Just
kills.
so cool, dude. And I've been telling Bungie to bring back the Ram. I don't even care if they make it bad. Even if they make it like trash, just bring it back. I want a cool helmet to wear. Okay, the Ram was really goddamn cool. The mask, a Bacchus, whatever it's called, looks really cool.
Hey,
Whoever-
I like Felwinter's helm.
You like Felwinter's? Yeah, that does look
Yeah,
pretty
I think
cool. It
that's
Drew
doesn't-
mentioned
it
it
doesn't
last
compare
episode.
with
The
Ram,
Aeons
though.
used to give you like higher base stats, and now they don't.
Yeah, true.
So it kind of worked like the Ram, how the Ram gave you the extra resilience.
Just bring back the Ram. I don't care what you do to it. Just bring it back. It's cool, man. It's really cool.
Bring it back as a blue. Just do it.
Just bring back. Yeah, to bring it back as a blue. Anything else on the Mask of Bacchus? I know it's like a really deep rabbit hole, but it's like there's only so much we can talk about without getting our hands on the damn thing. But like,
People will be excited when it drops for them, and who knows? Maybe they might
Oh,
not.
yeah.
You know, maybe they might have like the mission like they do sometimes, where you get the exotic of the season after you do said mission, and
maybe.
everybody gets it. Who knows?
I think it would be much more fun and infuriating if it were just like a random drop. Remember back in the day in D1, you could get Gallarhorn. It was like, you know, you finish PvP, like, oh my god, I got a Gallarhorn, and then everyone hates you for like a year. It could be like that, you know?
Yeah.
Could be like that.
We have 3 more.
3 more, let's go. All right, this next one I'm gonna let Cool Guy take. It's Arthur's Embrace. I'm just gonna call it Arthur's Embrace.
I was gonna say arthritis.
Yeah,
embrace.
Arthritis' Embrace. Had a great
Okay,
convo with
dude.
Cool Guy on the phone, how he loves this piece of armor. Take it away, Cool Guy.
Yeah, I think that this. I think I know where they're going with it, but like, hear me out. the Hunter's weighted knife gains a second ricochet. First of all, that's really gimmicky. All right, then rapid precision hits gain a damage bonus and can temporarily stagger enemies. So I have two really huge, like, red flags with this thing. Number one, you really shouldn't be going for a second ricochet, right? Second, they nerfed the aim assist, like even in PvE, dude. And I think people listening right now, like, you are just on that hobgoblin, right? You are just throwing that knife and like it's a 50-50, it still doesn't hit the crit, right? So if that doesn't happen, the second part doesn't happen, where rapid precision hits grant that damage bonus, because when you use it on bottom, you know, you get the knife kill, you get it back, get the knife kill. Once the knife's gone, it's gone, right? So like it's almost worthless. So like in the second part of it, like even in PvP, like you'd be putting faith in a second ricochet. Like it's cool on a gimmicky memey base. Like I don't have any faith in this thing at all. Sorry.
But is that okay though? Like you know, are exotics that are just kind of like, we're gonna make this for the ridiculousness and fun or meminess of like crazy funny plays you can do with it? Is that, does it have to be like meta?
I guess not every exotic has to be cracked, but like it's just.
Does it mean that's
looking
bad,
at the
or is it just
description?
about having fun?
It's about having fun too.
No, a serious question. Like I don't know.
What did he? I didn't hear what Drew said. What did you say?
Like, is it okay to have exotics that are just like kind of?
I think it's
memey,
fine.
Fun for hilarious kills.
I think it's fine.
Montage moments.
I'm sure I'm sure it's totally okay. I'm also, but
they
I
don't
also
have to buff tractor cannon like they did. It could have stayed a repulsor.
Right, but I also could be on Team Cool Guy, or just like he just wants something.
But like the
fun
function
for
of it, like.
Go on.
When's the last time you put on Blade Dancer, or what is it? The brace, the one for the Warlock for the Stormcaller. Like,
What, the Stormcaller brace? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like never.
Like that's cool, right? Everybody's flowing that. Like that's what I fear for something like this, dude. Like, because like I said, it's so centered around the knife and getting the damage to stack over and over to get more damage. Like you have to land precision kills. And like I use the weighted knife so much, and like you are on the head on so many things, and you lose it. Like, and once it's lost, it's lost. That's what I don't like about it. Now I'm not saying to like buff it again to where the aim assist is back where it had in the beginning, because that's a little crazy. Like I was hitting some cross mappers like every game.
Judging from the trailer, that's what it looked like to me. It looked like pre-nerf throwing knife, and I thought that's what this exotic did.
Like a Sentinel shield. That's what Fallout said.
Yeah, I mean, I think that based on the trailer and what I saw with the knife bending, that could be a passive here.
It depends on how generous, you know.
Throw it and hope.
Yeah, how generous the, like if we're talking real strong tracking on that double bounce, you know, just like, oh, there's an enemy around the corner, cross the fingers. Knife, take the wheel, bro. Just throw it in there. This
will end up being one where we just run this in Iron Banner with 6 of us and just immediately on the start just all throw the knives.
I'm done. Yeah. I'm in there, dude. You just tell me when. Yeah.
Definitely more memey though. I agree with you.
More memey for sure. Could be more fun for PvE. Just like
This is my wild card pick. If it has old pre-nerf tracking, it's gonna be obnoxious.
Yeah.
That's fair. I would agree. That's fair.
Out of all the ones we see, I think this one might be the most used if it has that tracking.
That's fair.
It also depends on how much steam it gains or loses after that first bounce, right? Because like
true.
After you initially throw it, it loses a little bit. So
like, second bounce.
If it's just one of those things that just kind of slowly dies, like I don't know. I hope it keeps the trajectory.
Yeah, I hope it's like a pinball knife, you know, like
there you go.
pinball knife. Yeah. All right. Moving on, we got the Dawn Chorus for the Warlock. Feel that burn. The Warlock's Daybreak projectiles deal extra damage and cause enemies to burn on contact. Gain melee energy each time a burn damages a target. Can you guys clarify for me? Because I got into a little
argument. Guys revving up, I can see it.
Got into a little argument with the Twitch chat. They were like, "Oh, the Dawn Chorus would be sick because of like all your abilities get better burn." And I was like, "Well, wait a minute. I thought it was from what I read."
It's Daybreak.
You only get the burn, if you hit somebody with a Daybreak sword. And they were like, oh. It's like, that seems less good. It's like, I don't...
Do you guys mind if I talk about this for a second?
Take the
Let's
wheel,
go, cool guy. Let's go.
So,
take the wheel.
I fear it's going to be the Promethean Spur, Sun or what I keep forgetting the name of this because nobody.
Promethean Spur is the one, yes.
Yeah,
Storm
Promethean
Dancer's
Spur.
Embrace
Yeah,
or something
sure.
like that.
It's just like that, man. And like, I was talking about Bottom Tree Dawn. Like, Bottom Tree Dawn is the best Dawn. Like, it's got the tracking. It's got you can just keep going because it gives
Right.
you super energy back.
Right.
Like, it's good. Now, PVE wise, if it has some combustion on the kills, like, yeah, it could be fun. We're gonna just have to see how that works. But man, like, I got excited too because I thought that Bottom Tree needs Viking Funeral. It needs Touch of Flame. It needs something.
Yeah.
It needs the grenades to either inflict burn, which I think the solar grenades do anyway. But if you were to put that helmet on and your ignite melee did more burn damage, it made the solar grenades do more burn damage. Like, I'd be totally cool.
Yeah.
But again, it's this cycle of these exotics coming out that are only for the melee or only for the super. And like I said, with those last two that we got, I do not see them. Now, I do put them on because they're fun. I mean, the Promethean Spur in PvP is pretty funny. When people actually know that they're yours, right? That your little wells that you create. But man, dude, like, I guess I wanted a little bit more out of it. We're gonna have to see the explosion damage and like if it collapsed like a combustion, like that would be awesome. But I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's
I'm
3 in a
right
row
there with you.
that I just feel that they're just not going to be used.
I'm right there with you. Like, it could be fun for, like, if you're doing a raid, and there's one part where you really need somebody to absolutely control ads for, like, a short period of time. Like, maybe, depending on how good the burn damage is or whatever, but, like, I don't know.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Gain melee energy each time burn damage is a target. So, like, that's cool. But if it's only in super, who cares? Because
Right.
if you're on Winged Sun, if you use Top Tree Dawn, Winged Sun, you just do a little short hop, get a kill, you get half your melee back anyway. So a skill tree does that. But if it's for anything, right? When it says gain melee energy each time you burn a target. So if solar grenades will work with this helmet, or if your ignite melee will give you some melee energy, like then I'm starting to be okay with it. But if it's only with Daybreak,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You get your melee when you come out of super. Why not just use the Apotheosis Veil?
That's
like,
the only
Yeah.
redeeming thing about
Yeah.
this is getting the melee energy if it burns a target, because you could use Polaris Lance or like Lemon Arc or something like that, and even play Stasis and just have your Ice Barrage staff and have that more uptime for using Polaris.
And I don't mean to hate on them because they haven't even come out yet,
Right.
But I'm kind of hating on them.
I'm with you, but go ahead, Drew.
I think that because it's in a separate line where it says gain melee energy each time a burn damages a target, I'm inclined to believe this means
Any
Any
burn.
like
Not a super.
Any
I'm
burn.
inclined to
Okay.
believe this means solar grenades.
That would be
and
cool.
What is it? The bottom tree melee. But either way, I think that ultimately this exotic, I like that. Let's pretend in a world where that is the neutral ability of it, right? Let's pretend it has a super ability and a neutral ability. I like that they're trying to incorporate like a neutral gain to this because I think ultimately these kind of exotics, like super exotics, will just quite simply in the world of PvP at least, I don't think ever will be better than neutral exotics, simply because of uptime.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see that happening. Maybe in that one world where Ursa Furiosa literally was giving you repeated supers, yes, but that's a pretty crazy extreme. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. It's like, what does this become then? A swap exotic? And then we go back to that discussion of
Yeah.
swapping should not be a thing. But if it's not a thing, these get less value. But they
Yeah.
shouldn't be getting value from that.
Right.
Like it's weird. I don't know.
It's kind
So,
of why. Go ahead.
It's
Cam.
going to be an artifact thing, probably. You know, the pop when critically wounded equals more damage or something like that. I could see Dawnblade used as a good raid pre-spawn right before you're at a damage window to damage a boss. You'd pop this 5 seconds before and start throwing Dawnblades in the air to fall on the boss. That's the
That
only way I could
is
think this is
optimal.
redeemable.
Damn. I mean, like, what if it was a world where gain melee energy each time a burn damages a target? It doesn't mean a solar burn. What if it was like any damage, like a thorn?
Thorn.
So like if you play on like a stasis warlock and you burn air quotes somebody with a thorn and you get that crazy like ice melee energy back. I don't know. That would be. I'm trying to think of ways to.
That would be wild.
That would be kind of wild. I want more exotics that let me. I don't like it when an exotic is restricting me to one class. I mean, I know that those have to exist for like, for more unique enhancements of people who like those trees. But like, again, as someone who loves warlocks, and I'm watching the trailer and I'm reading up on Bungie.net, I'm like, damn, like Titans get to like eat their barricade and have an overshield. Damn, it's like, yo, the hunter gets whatever this shift is. That's sick. And I was
So
like,
whenever
here's the Dawn
Apotheosis Veil
Chorus.
is fixed, I'm probably running that. It just doesn't work right now with the class ability boost.
Yeah.
Because that works for your teammates. That means if I
Yeah,
play with
true.
Titan teammates, they
True.
get now like 9-second overshields or something nutty like that.
Currently, I am not feeling the Dawn Chorus. I'll give it obviously a chance because it's not even out yet. We
It
want
looks
to know how it
awesome.
works
I think it's like they did good with all of them. I think it looks cool.
in terms of how they look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
look, it looks like he's wearing Beats by Callus or something.
Oh my god.
Dear Lord. All right, moving on to the final one. Another one for the Warlock called the Necrotic Grip. Melee attacks corrupt enemies with increasing damage over time. Defeating a corrupted combatant spreads the corruption to nearby targets and restores melee energy. Cool guy, you got something? You're looking like you're ready to
I think it's fine. I
leap
think it's
in.
gonna be good. Especially with like the ice staff, right?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good there. It's gonna be good with the spiral melee. But just like most warlock exotics, it is kind of melee based. It's always risky, right? And I think Cam doesn't like risky melee exotics, right? Like
I
they're fun.
avoid that. I avoid strength completely because
Usually me too.
everyone's good with the shoddy, and sniper is also a shotgun. So
But what's
Yeah, I
cool
don't-
about this is it says melee attacks corrupt enemies with increased damage over time. So it's like a thorn type burn. Defeating, so I guess it's going to be like a debuff, right? So like they're going to be hit with it, and you defeat them, it's going to spread. I'd like to, well, we're going to find out, but I'd like to really know how far that's going to go. If it goes through walls, because some things do, like Fellwinter's Helm. It could change on some maps. Like it could have a real place in tight corridors. And I think that Top Tree Dawn's so far, or the Ice Staff, is going to be the best for it. Ranged stuff.
Yeah. I'm thinking, like, how much damage does it do? Like, if you land a direct hit with a top tree long-range melee, if you land a direct hit, is that going to be strong enough to one-shot? Like, all the solar damage and then the corrupted,
I'm more
necrotic
about
damage?
Top Tree Dawn having both a solar grenade that burns and a celestial fire that splashes and still poisons.
Yeah.
That is the freest entry you can ever
Yeah,
have.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. I'm really hoping that we get more Warlock stuff off of. Like, I'm really tired of Top Tree Dawnblade. I don't know if anyone else is. I'm like,
I love it, dude.
I'm like
I think
tired
it's
of
think
it,
I will.
man.
I love using it. Man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like, it's
one of those-
it's
one of
good,
those
but like
that
like they're especially with this, I feel like they're catering to it a lot, which I guess maybe play to your strength. But like, is anyone out there getting tired of Top Tree Dawnblade? Anybody? Is it only me? God damn it.
No, I'm there with you, Fallout.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever it's a tough opponent, I have to be on Top Tree Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh man, on PC, it's
Yeah.
like half the lobby.
Yeah,
Console,
it's-
I mean,
I-
we try, right? But
This is gonna go down a crazy rabbit hole, but like
Go on.
I think there's aspects of Top Tree Dawn that like need to indefinitely be like addressed. But I think the concept of the class and what it provides is something that I will always promote.
Okay.
And that kind of verticality and the idea of the class gives you a higher skill ceiling. And to that, I'm gonna say I'd like to see other classes have, match that, have a way to match that skill ceiling. But
You know-
anyways, that's
You know what,
that's
Drew?
a whole,
That's
another
fair.
discussion.
I feel like sometimes I need
definitely fair.
to pay Drew to like put into words what I feel.
and the best part, we don't know how any of this stuff is really gonna play with stasis. I think like, that's one of the most
Yeah,
exciting
true.
Yeah.
things. Like, yeah, it's new, but how's it gonna play with this stuff?
Yeah.
And we can only kind of just imagine how it's gonna play with our current sandbox.
So we're talking a lot about melee abilities. I thought I'd just ask for this. But it says melee attacks. This is not just melee abilities, right? Am I wrong?
Oh, good catch on the wording. So even if you don't have your melee ability fully charged, will a uncharged basic bitch slap infect people? Which would be
Yeah,
pretty
probably will.
damn cool. Like,
Yeah, I think that'd be really strong
Yeah.
because let's think of an exotic that currently, if you punch people, does a lot of crazy stuff to a bunch of people around them.
Mm-hmm.
That's Dune Marchers. And if this is anything, yeah, of course, this isn't going through walls, and that's obviously not intended. But if this is anything like Dune Marchers, where, you know, if this is anything like that, then this might be kind of crazy. I think, being able to just like shotgun melee someone, and then if you're in a remote kind of crowd, depending on this radius, infect a bunch of other people with this poison.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's kind of strong. I feel like that has some potential.
Yeah.
Imagine
I see a
how
lot of fun.
ability.
Yeah, go for it.
Eh?
I mean, you kill one person, it goes to another, and like say you die, but they're still infected, but your teammate kills that person, then they throw it onto another person.
Oh,
Like it could
there
just
you
keep
go.
spreading, right?
It's the
In theory,
gift that
how
keeps
it
on giving.
Yo, that's just like the Titan boots, the Phoenix Cradle. If that works, if it works without you having to wear the gauntlet, that's better. But if you do have to wear it, it's still great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
I
this
think
is actually kind of unique.
It
I
has
think this
potential. It has potential for sure.
I was gonna say fun factor. I want to try this on Chaos Reach and shoot the ball lightning overhead and shoot
I was
like a
thinking the
poison
same
storm
thing.
under them.
I was thinking the same thing with that ball lightning. Man, that would be
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah, here, hold my thorn.
Yeah. Oh man,
So
I'm getting excited
me too.
for sure.
You got something to
So-
share there, Drew? Yeah.
yeah, I decided to go look at the Karn scenes, which are pretty popular, and they
Sure.
have a like the text on it. It says melee kills on the Karn scene, so it doesn't say
Yeah.
melee ability kills.
Right.
Whereas I don't remember the other. I think it's Sunbracers, so it says solar melee kills. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm basing off, right? So Karnstein is just as melee kills, and Sunbracers, which need an ability kill, says solar melee kills. It specifies. So based on that logic, I think that these will work without the charge melee.
Drew, I'm gonna need you to draw up some legal documentation. And like Beyond Light comes out day one, and we get the exotic. It's like melee kills, and Drew's like, excuse me, on October 7th, I believe the text stated melee attacks. I'll see you in court, Bungie.
All right, so this one seems like a cool interaction. Do the
Exactly.
poison burn ticks proc impact induction? As in, your melee charges your grenade. It does have
Okay,
a reset of a couple seconds. So if this poison lasts, say, 5 seconds, that's 2 or 3 ticks of impact induction for one melee, which is a grenade. So this might end up playing even better with something like Top Tree Dawn if Celestial Fire procs off of it with impact induction.
Yeah.
You could even pop the nade to float, shoot the Celestial Fire, poison, get 3 ticks of impact induction or enhanced impact induction, and then just use the nade again.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. I love that every time we have exotics, half of it is like thinking about what maybe you could pull off, and the other half is like, wonder what it actually, you know what I mean? Like what it does. What are our limitations? Like what
Don't
can
get me
we
wrong.
do?
I'm gonna like the double throwing knife or the double ricochet. I'm gonna try my hardest with it, dude. But like, it seems just so limited.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be fun but limited.
Either way, I think we have a pretty good idea from what Bungie gave us today, what we have on our, like, I'm going to try that day one list, and then the other, which is like, yeah, it looks fun, but, you know, I don't know. We have our own internal rankings, I'm sure, of each weapon and each armor that we're looking at right now.
I want to duo queue with you guys and play like a game of pool with the double bouncing throwing knife. Just like, all right, banner fall, off the top, off the nuke,
Corner pocket.
into the flag.
That would be pretty
And then
funny.
just chunk the knife.
Yeah, I want to get a whole team. We just like on, I don't know, Iron Banner control. The entire enemies in a room. We're like, all right, boys, everyone bank
Get on
the
Midtown
knife.
and-
whoever gets the knife killed, like wins
Get
the
on
game.
Midtown and play Battleship.
Ching ching ching. Oh, that's awesome.
Buddy.
You sunk my blueberry. That's all the exotics we got from Bungie, both weapons and armor. And if y'all are feeling a certain way about them, and we know you are, let us know on Twitter. Come and do our Twitch or YouTube gaming chats and let us know. We look forward to hearing from you. And I don't know, I'm just mad hype. I'm really glad we have new stuff to talk about. And I guess it's just making me more excited for Beyond Light, and we kind of hope you feel the same way. And I know we didn't get to questions. Sorry, we're trying to keep it tight tonight, but we do appreciate those of you who reached out. I'll comb through them later, and if we got any that could kickstart a real convo next time we do the show, I'll be sure to include them. But we do appreciate y'all reaching out anyway. And unless there's anything y'all want to talk about before we dip, I was going to do a round the table, let anyone know where they can find us. Anyone got anything before we hop off?
I think we're good.
Damn right.
It feels good.
Again,
I want to double down on that. Bungie made all these look really cool.
Yeah.
They really did. Kudos to Bungie. Everything looks sick. Cammy, where can the people at home find you?
Twitch.tv/CammyCakes, Twitter.com/CammyCakesYT, and YouTube.com/CammyCakesGaming. Thank you.
Booyah. Drew, where can the people find you?
Twitter.com/Drewsky's channel or at Drewsky's channel, YouTube.com/Drewsky's channel, and Twitch.tv/Drewsky's.
Cool guy, what about you?
YouTube and Twitter is going to be Cool Guy Games, and I did my first stream on YouTube yesterday. It was fantastic. I plan to do a couple more because I'm not tied down to Twitch, so just hit the little bell when I go live. You guys will see that.
There you go.
Feels good to be back.
It's really good to have you back, buddy. I truly mean that. Thank you for being here, and we're so glad to have you around, man. Glad everything is on the up and up. And I'm Fallout. You can find me at youtube.com/FalloutPlays, twitch.tv/FalloutPlays, and Twitter @FalloutPlays. And we will see you back next time for the live recording on Twitch. And thank you to everybody out there for listening, wherever and whoever you are. Thanks very much. Be safe, be cool, and we'll catch you next time.
Take care.
Boom, audio done, but we're still live on Twitch. Aries, who we got on Twitch? Who we rating, baby? Who we rating? I think I have the rating power
and
now.
here we thought we didn't have anything to talk about before that.
What is this?
Yeah, Merc was like, what do we got to talk about today? I was like, kid, this new trailer just dropped. You fucking kidding me? Dragasnov? Oh, I think I know that guy. Not incredibly well, but I do know him. We cool with that? Rate the old Dragasnov there?
Sure.
Sure, alright. Aries, by your command. Spread the love, Twitch chat. We appreciate all of you, and thank you for your suggestions. If you have a fun streamer you want us to raid next time, just keep letting us know, and we'll keep an eye out. So, good night, everyone. Take care. GG. No re.
Take care.